Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I want to talk about unexpanding my collection because my physical media collection has got too big. It just has. And people know what I've been doing with the sleeve route with some of the Blu-rays. It is working. This is the romance box. So, having them all in a nice organized sort of packet. They're very evenly organized. I'll get it from the back because I don't want to get them out of order. But, there's Yes Man there. I can easily source it. I am going to put these in alphabetical order and do everything I need to do. But, little things like that make it so much more manageable. But also, I'm just at that point now where I'm unexpanding my collection. And what that means is like I'm getting rid of stuff. I sold my World Heavyweight title. I've sold a couple of belts at this point. I've sold a couple of videotapes. I've been selling my wrestling tapes that you've probably seen in videos from a year ago. I have been doing things with my collection where I've been putting only the stuff that really matters. I don't want to have stuff in here that's just taking space for the sake of taking space. And I want to start really looking at now, does it have a place in my collection? Now, to date, I have not folded down one 4K Blu-ray. 4K have a place as it sits as my background, so I'm not going to be doing anything with 4K, at least not yet. But having little things like that in my mind while I'm doing this process of unexpanding, I think it's very important to understand how big a collection can get. People have always, on these YouTube videos, said like, this collection is insane, and why do you have so much still sealed? You bought this, but you didn't open it? Well, the scale of my collection is pretty massive, look at all this. And then I've got the stuff in those boxes, I've got stuff off camera, I've got lots of stuff around the camera. So it's understandable that there might be stuff, a lot of stuff in my collection that is unopened. And that actually helps me with reselling things because I tried to list Halloween and I felt like, you know what, Halloween should be listed. And, I haven't watched them, but I do want to keep them. So I'm putting stuff on eBay just to test the market. If people don't buy them, fair enough, and they'll know, okay, I'm asking too much or I'm listing at the wrong time or whatever. Same can be said with Bruce Lee. I've also listed that at one point, the Bruce Lee box set. Now, I love Bruce Lee, but also I have the Blu-rays, and I'm kind of along the line of, is the Blu-ray good enough? Do I really need the 4Ks? So I'm looking at smart decisions with my collection of how do I unexpand, but also I could get my money out of some of those really easily. Some of these have went up in value. So unexpanding my collection is very smart. And even things with Dragon Ball and Super and that, I've got these on Blu-ray. Why do I have these on DVD? So, even asking at a reduced rate just to clear space is a very smart decision for me. And it's kind of like opening up space to what I can use for stuff that really matters. For the gaming channel, because I am going to go back towards gaming, I've got games over in a corner here. I've got sort of, you don't ever see this corner, but I've got games over here for the time being. I've got games over there. There's games all around the thing. I've got to figure out how to arrange them. But then I can start focusing in on what's really important. And that's what I want to do. Like these daily videos, that's why I'm making daily videos. I'm focusing in on what's important. See, Unplugged is a channel that's kind of very opinionated, but also I feel I can do a video every now and again on there. I don't think I should do it weekly and make it like Jon Stewart or whatever. I don't think it should be done like that. Jon Stewart is Jon Stewart for a reason. Charlie is Charlie for a reason. And, Charlie, when I'm referring to Charlie, I'm referring to Moist Critical, And everyone knows what he earned because he put his earnings out there. Like, if I could even be, like, part of the creator that Charlie is and, not having to rely on donations, and yes, he's earned more money outside of that from sponsor deals and that, but to show that and show that respect towards the fans, to where I don't have to put product placements. I've resisted for the longest time to put product placements in here. I've had offers to say, hey, come watch our movie, and if you want to give it a shout out, you can give it a shout out. I've been reluctant to take those because it would mean that they would have an expectation of, you're going to review this movie, and you're going to whatever. And you kind of feel like you're limited by that. It's like, oh, they've offered me this nice gesture, maybe I shouldn't give a bad review. So what if I don't like the movie? Should I just not post anything? They would have an expectation for me to post something. So that's why I'm kind of reluctant to take those sort of offers. I don't want my channel to be used at that capacity. I don't want you to be marketed at. Now, my channels do have ads. This channel does have ads, at least. Unplugged and Gaming don't have ads, or they might have ads, but if they appear, I don't get paid for those ads because there's not enough watch hours. But this one, Presents, does have ads, and I get paid for it. It's not much, but if you want to know what my earnings are, probably 100 over 2 months. Just because I don't get that many views. It's not like I'm big YouTube, like the number one most watched YouTube channel. So I don't earn that much. I'm lucky to earn maybe $1,000 to $2,000 a year off the YouTube channel if I do a good run of YouTube. So I'm not like a big creator. That being said, I just want to do videos that matter. I don't want to have to sit here and say, oh, I've watched Waterworld, so now I must give a review for Waterworld and break down scene by scene comparisons of how this compares to the Blu-ray. I'll just say, oh, I haven't opened this yet. I will watch it at a later point. Kevin Costner, infamous film. But you know, I want to be spontaneous with my channel. I want to be someone who allows my collection to guide my decisions. I don't want to be said to come and watch a movie. I don't want to be like, I mean, I might take up an offer if it's like a movie that I do intend to see anyways. Like if they said, come and watch DC's latest movie, come and watch Marvel's latest movie, come and watch Jurassic World, come and watch this Netflix original, I might take it up. But it would never be done with the expectation that I'll publish a video afterwards, because that's not what I want for this channel. And unexpanding my collection is directly tied into that. It's about refining my collection to the taste. I've got stuff in here that I don't even really care about. And that becomes a massive problem, you know? There's stuff up here that I've pointed out before, like old, that I'm just like, I don't care for this movie. I think it's a plot that's all over the place. I think M. Night Shyamalan can make good movies, but he needs to get back on, like, he needs to get back on a roll of where he was during The Sixth Sense and, you know, during Signs. I liked Signs. I do think Signs was a pretty decent movie. But this is a long way removed from Signs. I think he can make a good movie. It's just a matter of, he needs to believe he's M. Night Shyamalan again. And he needs to believe that he can make good movies. He needs to believe that people want to come and see a movie by M. Night Shyamalan. Just that brand recognition alone. I talk M. Night Shyamalan, what's the first thing you think of? The Sixth Sense. So just brand recognition alone. It's why people will go and see a Christopher Nolan movie. It's why people will go and see a James Cameron movie. And I'm going to make a video about James Cameron, then a James Cameron problem. And I'm not saying James Cameron's a problem, I'm just saying the formula he brings to Hollywood is a problem for everyone else. Because every one of his movies somehow makes $1 billion, which I don't get how Avatar made that much money, but hey, it's a world that you can get invested in. It's when Star Wars is disappointing fans, they're going to go to Pandora, you know? I guess. So, I think what needs to happen now is I need to go through each entry in my collection. And I need to downsize. I need to say, is this something I want in my collection? Is it a reflection of stuff I like? Or is it just there to fill space? I mean, I love Bad Boys. That's why I never sold Bad Boys at its peak. Where is Bad Boys here? It's somewhere in the action section. It's all the way over there. Right over there. Right there. There's Bad Boys. But, you know, it's part of the collection. And even when that was going for $200, I didn't sell it. Because it's part of my collection and I love that movie. Now it's still that copy, but the fact that it's there when I have that sudden urge to watch Bad Boys, it's there. I don't have to go searching for it. It's there. So this is the thing I want to take forward with you guys. I'm going to be downsizing my collection. I am going to be unexpanding my collection. I'm going to start curating it into my tastes. And that might mean I sell some things. There might be stuff you see here in one video where maybe I do sell all of Halloween except Halloween 1. And you might say, keep the Scream Factory one. And I'm just like, I've already got this one open. That one's sealed, so why would I keep the Scream Factory one? The first one for me is Halloween. Like, that's good. That's the one I'll probably end up watching. And I have very rarely went beyond it. If I was going to go beyond it, yeah, it's cool to have them there, but how often am I going to go beyond and watch all of Halloween? So, you know, I'm starting to ask questions like that about my collection. It's like the same thing I put forward with Nightmare on Elm Street, that box set that came out. I have number 1. That's the one I'm nostalgic for. That's the one I grew up watching. Now, I do hold certain places in my heart for, like, Dream Warriors and New Nightmare and stuff like that. But for a portion of the Freddy Krueger films, I think Blu-ray's good enough. And I have the Blu-rays, I have that box set, so I'm like, do I really need more? Do I need to fill more space? And likewise, I'm also looking at stuff like, where is it? It's somewhere in action here. It might be, it's somewhere. It's somewhere here. I know it's somewhere. I know I say it's somewhere, but then it's somewhere. There it is. It's right behind me. John Wick. I've got the box set of John Wick, but I also have the individual releases. Maybe I sell the box set and keep the individual releases, you know? That might be the way to go. But you're going to start seeing things disappear from this collection in the background at some point. And that just means I'm selling stuff. It means I'm downsizing, curating, and then in the new year, hopefully I have a refined collection that I can show off. And that's what I mean when I'm unexpanding my collection. That's what I mean. I'm unexpanding my physical media collection, because it's too much and it doesn't reflect every movie I love. And when you guys point out you haven't even opened the Fast and the Furious movies. Now, I do like Fast and Furious. I do really, really like Fast and Furious. I liked it up to Fast 5. Now I just have the rest of the series there to finish off the collection, and my hair's doing weird things when I do that. It's like tickling me. But anyways, I like it up to Fast 5. I only ever watched it to Fast 5 when The Rock came in. I do intend on watching the rest of those, but how often am I watching the rest of Fast movies? I might just sell all those and then get a box set and have them all in one place so that when I do watch it, I do it that way. But there's certain things in here that I haven't opened. And that's the value part of it. I want to have a refined collection that defines what I'm actually going to watch at any given time. It's great to have an individual cover. I love having an individual cover. But then right next to it right there, I have the Expandables all in one. Because how often am I watching the Expandables? It's there, but I barely watch it. So, you know, it's there in the box set. So when I'm ready to watch it, I've got everything in one. I did the same thing with Shrek. It's why I could have got the individual releases at a higher rate. But I'm very rarely watching them. I don't know where Shrek is. There it is. It's right over here. And it's probably jammed in, so I'm not going to rip it out of there. But, you know, that's what I'm talking about with Unexpanding. If you guys take away any sort of value from this, let me know in the comments. I am doing daily videos. Yeah, don't know what the next one's going to be. But I'll grab something from a book and I'll figure out what the next topic is. Shooting these in batch. You'll see me wearing the same shirt in a bunch of videos. Catch you in the next one. Peace.